We are live.
Suddenly went all Russian there.
Very. Um, I don't remember what I was gonna say. I had a thought and it just like died.
Brilliant. So
uh
good start. Good
yeah.
start.
Good start to this late edition. Yeah, so I know I'm gonna talk about it on the show as well, just because I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I am very excited about my trip.
Oh yes, of course. So
I
when do you
never
go?
I'm going April the last week in April. April 23rd, I think. So we might have to skip that week.
Look, that's fine. How many?
uh,
Look, I've done a few skips because of
th-
recent times anyway. So
this is my first vacation.
I
Like I
know.
said, I'll reiterate all this, but I mean, in since 2018, the last vacation I took was May 2018, and I went to my favorite camping spot in Scotland,
Nice.
and I still will go back to that. Fort William, I love it. It's beautiful. All of Scotland's beautiful, but Fort William is just like, oh, it's so beautiful. But this time it's Italy. Hello,
Nice.
Nana.
Did you say Italy?
Italy. I checked the weather. It's already like 20 degrees there, Pete.
Sick.
I'm gonna love it.
I bet. Howdy,
Although,
Nana.
although I read that the water is freezing, so it must be
Yeah,
cold.
but you adjust to it.
Yeah, but that's like here. The water, because it's the Atlantic or whatever. Irish Sea. Sorry,
Yeah.
Irish Sea, and it freezes you. You're
Yes,
by you're the beach by you. That's the
the
whole like
channel.
yeah. So that's warm,
Yeah.
isn't it?
No.
Oh.
No, because funnily enough, we live in a climate that is not usually very warm.
I know, but you're not that far away
So on
from
the
like
days that you
France,
want
right?
to actually go in when it is warm, oh,
Right.
it's still kind of cold.
Yeah. You get a
It's
lot
not
of
like
nice days though.
what about one in every 100? Probably
let's
not that little, but
I
yeah,
was gonna
I'd say one
say
in every 70 days we get a good day.
it has not again with the weather. Our poor listener viewers.
You really are the most British American I ever like now. It's so ridiculous.
But I kid you not, it has not stopped raining. Today it was the first day that it has not rained in about 3 months, and that is not a joke. The only times it wasn't raining, it was snowing.
Oh
So,
god.
and then it's supposed to rain all the rest of this week. Which is so crazy because lockdown, that first year of lockdown, which was that 2019, 20, yeah, 2019,
2020.
2020, it was freaking beautiful. Like sunny weather, everything here.
Oh,
Um,
bueno.
bueno. We
We'll,
were
we'll
told.
we'll talk RE4
Oh
remake
yeah,
because I've been watching playthroughs of
I
it.
have
Yeah,
to. Because I knew I'm not gonna play it because it's not one of my
yep, same
favorites.
here.
Yeah.
So I've been
Yeah.
so most people probably wouldn't know who this streamer is, but I've been watching a guy called Mauler,
Oh, okay. I don't think I know that one.
known as the Long Man, but he does a lot of breakdown of like movies in excruciating detail.
There you go. That's
So
great.
yeah, his first stream of RE4 remake was like nearly 9 hours long.
Holy crap!
Yeah, so I've been trying to catch up. Sorry, hang on a sec.
That's all right. Uh,
Oh yeah, I was just checking Twitch levels.
oh, okay.
Can you let us know if our sound is
I
good?
think I won my auction. Yay!
You did. Hey.
Well, I got 10 more seconds, but yeah,
Let's hope you're not sneaked.
I probably will be because this is like
Let's
a
hope
really
not.
good thing. It's one of my weird,
Cool. Thanks,
obscure
Sarah.
collections that I do. If people
Okay.
don't know.
Well, we'll find. I'll find out later, I guess.
Oh, because you're still muting.
No.
Oh, okay. Um, but yeah. So
No, I just didn't want to curse it, making sure you actually won your auction.
I'm waiting for it to refresh, but I think I won. Which is really good.
Do
So
I? Do I dare ask how much?
probably not.
Okay. Well,
But
good
I
to
will
know.
tell you what the collections are.
Please do.
So you can kind of get an idea. Wow, it is still refreshing, but I'm pretty sure I won. But yeah. So one thing I collect is blown glass paperweights.
Yes,
Yeah.
you've told me about these before.
Yeah, and weirdly, most of them come from Scotland, and I didn't even know that. Well, I started collecting another thing, which also mainly comes from Scotland. Who knew that when I started collecting it? I think my genes are just like I can detect Scottish things.
What now that you're over here closer to
guess.
the motherland?
I guess so. So now when I mean, in addition to, because I still collect blown glass paperweights, and they're beautiful, and I love them. But it's called carpet bowls. It's from the Victorian era, and they're, you know, bowling or bowls or whatever you guys call it, 6-pin.
Lawn bowls.
Yeah, those things. Lawn bowls. They, in the Victorian era, the adults wanted a game for themselves, so they made an indoor version. And
cool.
What happened was artisans got it in their head that they're bored, so they made like all these beautiful balls. And of course, Scottish being like the best like glass blowers at the time. Who knew? I did not know, in all honesty. They know how to blow. Yeah, so so these are highly collectible, and they're very, very pricey. But I love them. The artwork in them and the whole handcrafty crap. Oh, it's beautiful.
Right.
But anyway,
has it refreshed?
It did. It refreshed, and I won.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey, you can tell me the price after.
Yeah.
So that I can cry.
I was gonna say Pete's been around for some of my auctions.
Yeah. Right, I'm just going to do test recording, so...
Okay, Nana says, also, I listened to the COD episode. I didn't realize things were that intense between the two companies. Yeah, it's gotten cray-cray.
That's why we needed a whole episode for it. And also, there might be a follow-up on today's episode.
I was gonna say, like, God, yeah. It can go so many different directions. Like, what I mean is, like, Pete and I can take it in so many different directions because it's an all-encompassing story that's constantly developing.
Always. And it's not even done.
No. That's what's crazy. You didn't put the CMA's quote in the thing, did you? And I didn't.
No.
I don't remember. Okay, good.
No, if you remember what my documentation is like, it's usually when we do news stories, it is just listing the story and then the link. So I'll read the story as we go.
Because
it's not like the couple of weeks ago where I had to actually make notations of everything that had happened.
Really hard on that, for real. Oh, real.
Yeah, and you still made me delay the friggin' episode by a week.
Yeah, I forgot why. Was I sick? Oh, I was sick.
You were sick. Yeah. Look, that was my executive decision. I went, no, there's no way you're recording like this.
Yeah, you did. You called it. And I didn't even know I was sick. So there you go.
No. Okay, right. I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to check this test.
That's what they all say. I had a song stuck in my head. I don't remember who it's by. It's just going over and over in my head. Can't even say it because you can't. It's just one phrase, which no one knows. It just. Anyway, this is such a thrilling discussion. I'm so glad you're all here, so I can be very charismatic. I don't want to be. I want to go back to bed. I've literally been in bed all day.
What's that about back to bed?
I want to go back to bed.
Let's not. Because I will tell you why in a moment when we actually start recording.
Okay. Oh, right. We do all that, don't we? Do you want to start now?
Well, if your auction's over, we might as well. Exactly. No time like the present, hey?
Yep. Plus, we're a little bit late anyway, which is my fault.
Yeah, well, some of that's my fault because, you know...
Well, you were telling me about a really cool movie that I need to go see, so...
Well, it wasn't even just that. Well... Might as well just tell the people on here anyway. Go see John Wick Chapter 4. What an absolute amazing film that is. Not in terms of narrative or dialogue or anything like that. No, it's just great.
Oh,
great action. Thanks, Brent.
That was Nana.
Oh, Nana, sorry. Blur. What the hell's happening to me today? Smithers, what's happening?
Oh gosh. But thank you, Nana. That was so nice.
Thank you, Nana. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm all over the place.
I
You'll
know.
find out soon.
Yeah, we're gonna launch into that.
Yeah, John Wick Chapter 4 is 2 hours and 45 minutes of balls to the wall action, and it is just
Pete,
the runtime is 2 hours 47, but that includes credits.
I didn't know. You didn't tell me.
I
Anyway,
did actually.
I say this, it's gonna.
I said over 2.5 hours.
Okay. That's a long time.
It is a long movie, but it absolutely flies by. You won't even know that you've been in a cinema for nearly 3 hours. Well, actual fact, after the adverts, it will be over 3 hours.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Pete, I don't know if I can do that.
Oh, you can, trust me. Do what everyone else has done in my screen and wait until the last 5 minutes before the adverts are done. So literally what you do is you take your showing time and then you add 25 minutes.
Right, okay.
Because that's the usual length of time for adverts and trailers.
Right.
And then you'll be about a couple of minutes away from the start of your movie.
I don't know. Anything I say is gonna make me sound bougie as F, but
yeah, always.
I kind of buy private seats and then reserve them. I can come in anytime I want.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. You can do that. It's just so that you can avoid the adverts, and so it's not like 3 hours of your life.
If I'm honest, I actually I don't like the adverts. I don't know why they started doing that in the last 10 years or whatever. But I do like trailers. Or I used to.
Yeah, I like the trailers, not the adverts.
The trailers I'm not answering that. The trailers they tell the whole movie now, and I don't when you're scrolling through Twitter.
Yes, they do.
I'm a trailer come out, and you're like, oh, that looks really cool. For
avoid
30 seconds, and then it keeps going, and then it's it turns out it's a 4-minute trailer, and it's I'm halfway through the movie by now. I don't want to know how all of this goes. I've already made my decision in the first 2 minutes. This has been Kiley's Soapbox. Movie trailers are too long.
Also, I might be wrong on this one, but I've always found that trailers are chronological now, so it actually reveals filmed in order.
Exactly. That's exactly it. So you're you're getting the movie condensed down into 4 minutes, whereas what?
How much money do you have, Kylie, from Nana?
Anyway.
Well, you can. I'm not even. No, not doing that.
Do you want to start?
I remember Deadpool. You remember Deadpool? Anytime everyone mentions Deadpool, that's all I'm going to do now. That annoying South Park episode, which everyone seems to quote now, and because it was better times, I guess.
Yeah.
I remember Deadpool. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore.
Okay, you can do it. Go for it, Pete. Do it.
I remember Deadpool's trailers just being the first fight scene. And then Rock'em Sock'em Bots going, remember Becca? Thank you. I'm glad someone got it.
No, I know exactly what you're quoting. Remember? Anyway,
I think we better get on, really.
We really should. What is wrong? This happened all day. I kid you freaking not. Okay.
I mean, this is normal for you, though. This is ain't normal for me.
That's true.
So, all right. I'm going to start recording now. And we're going to start in... Stop making that face! So off-putting. Right. 3, 2...
Welcome to Rapid Reviews Radio, episode 154. That's my most American announcer voice. I'm your co-host, Kiley Wilde. I'm joined by my ever-present co-host, Pete Beckett.
Howdy, yo.
On first base. I sound like a baseball announcer. This is one of our...
I'm playing on first base today.
I do miss baseball. I won't lie
Never.
about
ever seen. I've seen one innings of baseball whilst I was in Aruba during the summer, and it was boring.
Oh goodness, back in Texas, basketball, baseball games I would go to. I never really went to football games because they're just too much. Too much money and just too
Yeah,
much. It's a very
yeah,
big
because
production.
yeah, that's because you didn't really want to be stood in a Texan car park for over 6 hours
Oh
drinking and
gosh.
hog roasting. And
Yeah.
what's the term that? What do they call it?
Tailgating.
That's it. Yep.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tailgating is great for food. Like the food is wonderful, second to none. But when it's like 40 plus degrees or over 100 for our American friends, you just can't. That's oppressive heat. I never want, like, I hate the
Uh,
cold, but that's too much.
yeah. When I went to Vegas, it was like 41, 42 most days, and oh boy.
Well, the thing with Vegas is it's a dry heat, but it really is. Whereas,
What's Texas then? A dry heat?
no, because it's mostly coast, it's
Oh,
the
go away. Is it
humidity.
humid?
Yeah, so when you
Oh,
when you
hell
do that,
no.
it's just water. Like you're literally breathing in water. Oh, it's miserable.
Ugh,
Summertime's miserable.
that is like
And
it is here.
yeah, like we were talking about that a while ago. I
We were.
really, I'm really tired of rain now. Now, having
Yeah.
said that, I'm gonna skip right ahead and do our weekly catch up. So, and I'm gonna go first, which I never do, but I'm gonna do that anyway.
No,
Uh,
you crack on.
So I've been cold forever. I feel like I've been cold for the last 10 years. I'm never going to be warm again. But my trip to Italy's coming up, and I'm like really excited about it. And I'm very excited because it's like already 20 degrees there, which is like 80 degrees for our American friends. I can't
Nice.
wait to thaw out. And which is funny because I always laugh and talk about how, like, I'm first generation born in America. Like all of my relatives are Canadian and Scottish, all this kind of stuff.
Who could handle the cold?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, I don't want to be cold. I want to be warm. But I also don't want to be like over warm because that's insane. Um,
Oh, you'll fit right in Italy then.
yeah. Well, see, yeah, I'm hoping so. But anyway, that's my week. Mostly just nervous, crazy nervous about that because I'm going by myself, which is cool because that's what everyone's starting to do nowadays. So it's not weird. It's cool. Um, but also I haven't been on vacation since 2018, and also I haven't been on a plane since 2011 or 12.
But basically, when you came over here,
Yeah, I just didn't go anywhere. So now I'm
fair
a little
enough.
bit like But anyway, Pete, how about you? How's your week been?
Oh, good. Oh, the old fear of flying gonna kick in eventually.
Oh,
Good luck with
yeah,
that. I
yeah.
hate it. Honestly, I hate it.
Well, see, it turns out stuff like fear of flying and fear of heights, which I have, believe it or not, I'm not afraid of
Yep.
anything except for that, um, is a control issue. So, like, if you're a
Yeah.
control freak, which I am, like of myself, yeah, like I only control freak of myself. I don't care what other people do, but I'm
Yep.
very like, oh, well, you tend to be afeared. You tend to be afeared of things, that you have no control over.
It's the most Texan thing of all time. Creating
WTF.
new words.
Anyway,
Well
Pete,
done.
back to you. How has your week been?
Oh, where do I begin?
At the beginning.
Yeah, so the beginning of the week was fine. You know, did a couple of. I had 3 days of work this week because I worked last weekend.
Right.
But that's where all the fun started happening after that.
Oh dear.
I don't know if I want to go into too many details about one side of things.
Okay.
But let's just say that future plans are moving forward for me and Rachel.
Oh yes.
And
Which the big
house hunting
plans
is
or that,
house
okay.
hunting is now proper begun.
All right.
Ugh. Anyway, I don't delve into too much about that. I had a meeting with our mortgage advisor, found out borrowing capabilities, all pretty boring stuff, you know, and then
Adulting
done
stuff.
some viewings over the weekend. But
Uh huh.
to make it work. So I saw John Wick, I saw Creed 3 over that, so I needed some time to just to digest everything and just have some me time.
Yeah.
And then I guess I don't know what happened. I have now hurt my back playing golf yesterday.
Oh, Pete! Oh no! Oh, is it like sciatica or something, or did you proper hurt it?
I have no idea what happened.
Oh, no.
I swung.
I was gonna say, is it a twist?
I swung the club, hit the ball, and I just had a spasm go down my back.
Oh gosh, yeah, that sounds like trapped nerve. Yep.
Yeah, I then went to carry on, played another hole, was in quite a bit of pain, and by teeing off on the next hole, I then went, nah, that's me done. Around 15 holes in, I was like, I've got to walk the rest. I can't even play.
Ah, Pete. Oh, I know that hurts. I know because I've done that before myself.
So walking around all of yesterday and doing things was not exactly ideal. So today has been a bit of a chill day watching Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Because it's all I could do.
I know. And I know it sucks. I mean, obviously, this is not medical advice, people out there. But you do have to keep moving.
I know, that's the problem. Because the minute I started sitting down, as I seized up like anything, and it was horrible.
It's because it's
so when it's going to be horrible when I get up after this.
I know, Pete. I'm so sorry because I do know you're in a lot of pain. I do know it.
Yeah, I mean, so if you see me moving around, it's because I'm angling to try and get a comfortable position. Even in this chair that I bought, that's nice.
Oh,
it's like,
no.
Oh. Yeah, so when you said I've been in bed all day, I didn't even want. I couldn't even do that. I couldn't.
No, I know. People tell me that all the time. They're like, "Oh, if I stay in bed all day, my back starts to hurt," and I'm like, "Oh, poor you."
Yeah, thanks for that.
I could live in my bed.
All right for some. And we also lost a damn hour.
I know. Now that did. You know what? I'm going to be very honest right now. For our listeners at home, they don't know that UK just did our spring forward time.
Yeah, because that was 2 weeks ago in America now.
Yep. And I don't know how the rest of the world does it, but what was my point? I had a point. Oh, I think that's actually what's thrown me off. It's the time change. Because I stayed up like all night for some reason. I don't know why. I think I'm just excited, nervous about my trip. And I looked at the clock and it was like 4 a.m. I was like, what? And then it hit me. Oh, wait, it's actually 3 a.m., which is not abnormal for me. But once you hit 4 a.m., you're like, oh, I'm into the next day now.
Yeah, it's like a proper different time, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't that funny? And so, but I managed to fall asleep. But I think it's thrown, for me personally, I'm just off.
Well, it would do, and I've always remembered this like as something that happened many, many years ago. Is being on a night out and walking home from said pub at X time in the morning.
Oh gosh.
So I was walking home. It was around about I started making the journey around 1:45 in the morning. So it was a long night.
Yeah.
And the journey I had to make was about an hour's walk. So fun. And yeah, drinking as well. It makes it even more fun.
Nope, I couldn't have.
No, I didn't care. So I was walking along and it was like 1:45. Right, so I started making the journey. Got around to a certain point of the journey and went to go and check the time on my phone or change whatever I was listening to. And I went, hang on a minute. Why is it 2:15? I haven't been walking for an hour and a half. I went, oh yeah, clocks went forward. What an idiot.
Yeah, and that would really mess you up if you were drunk on top of it.
Oh, it was hilarious.
So audience, let us know how the time change has affected you.
Yes. Sorry, I've just been keeping an eye on the stream because the bit rate keeps going up and down and fluctuating. So I'll keep an eye on it and let you know if anything changes. But yeah,
definitely let me know. I need to be looking a little bit better.
Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I was gonna say, so if you can't tell, because we're loosey goosey today. Loosey goosey always means newsy doozy woozy.
Today is a doozy for newsies.
Yes, it is.
Why didn't I think of that before you started the damn stream?
Yeah, type that.
Never.
But
You don't tell me what to do.
I do what I want. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Pete.
God, I hated that episode as well.
I love that episode, but that's just because I'd go around saying that. I'd say it to my mom. I do what I want, and it would make her laugh.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, like I didn't mean like my mom would have knocked me in the next week if I.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was wondering about. I was like, hang on a minute.
No. It was ironically said it.
Okay, cool.
But
Oh,
yeah, no. Look, I'm brave and maybe stupid, but I'm not that stupid or brave.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, Pete, I'm gonna turn this one over to you, and let you read the news.
Great. So, despite my ailment, you're gonna make me do the heavy lifting.
Yes.
Thanks for that.
Lift with your legs, Pete.
Bend with the knees. Keep a straight back. It's almost like I did health and safety training recently at work.
Oh, goodness. Dear.
Anyway, as you guess, as the Kylie's obviously told you, news episode. Gotta love it. So, yes.
Pete finds his
Right, sorry, I just had a random message come through on my phone. I was wondering what the hell it was, but I was like, I have to deal with it later. It's fine. Anyway, we're going to start off with a slightly shorter news story, and we're going to start on a somber tone, let's say.
Oh dear, yes.
So, sources for this episode will be in the description of the show notes on Twitch, YouTube, and on the podcast players when it goes up. But for those watching live, most of the sources are VGC, as per usual, trusted source. So, coming from them, Lance Reddick will feature in future Destiny content, Bungie confirms.
I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, so let me just read parts of the story and then we'll discuss. So, Bungie have confirmed that the late Lance Reddick, feels weird saying that, Lance, yeah. Will appear in future Destiny content. The actor who was found dead at his home last week was widely known in the gaming world for his role as Commander Zavala in Destiny. In a blog post, Bungie said it plans to honour his presence through his performances yet to come in the game. Interesting. Very happy. The tributes that have poured in for Lance have been overwhelming, from endless heartfelt messages on social media to impromptu gatherings in respect to Zavala's corner of the tower, overlooking the last city, Bungie wrote. I saw a lot of those, and my God, they were poignant. And I was listening to a podcast over the week where they were mentioning it was like, they usually seem like weird and like online vigils are usually seen as a bit cringe.
Yeah.
But this one was so infitting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go on, Karen.
Well, no, I already can tell your question. But as a also, Titan, it was a shock, 100%. We talked about this. All of Rapper Reviews had a nice little discussion in our
we did
team chat or whatever it was. I don't know what it's called.
Well, yeah, team chat room.
Okay. And I didn't realize, and I think I said this last week, I didn't realize just how far reaching his influence was. And I didn't realize how much he was in my whole everything that I'm into. But I'm very, very, very pleased to hear, and I knew they would because they're good guys, but that Bungie's gonna, continue on and stuff. That makes me very happy. And to be fair, I loved the outpouring. I am a cringy nerd. I'm 100% a cringy nerd. Everyone knows this. And so for me, it touched me. It's too cool to see that happen. But yeah. So
yeah, it did with me as well. But obviously, what you have to remember is that his reach was so much further than just video games. It was acting, and
though, if you think about it, because I think about stuff like this, he's almost immortal now.
Oh, he would be, yeah, because he's immortalized in video games. And...
Yeah, he's Commanders of all. Like I know he's other things as well, obviously.
But no game is a live service like Destiny
Exactly,
is.
exactly. Like it's forever. You know what I mean. Legacy's
Yeah,
forever. He's immortal at this point, and that's freaking
yeah.
awesome. I need to
And
be a
also,
video
I've
game character.
found interestingly enough, actually, because I forgot all about this, but he's actually he was the only voice cast still left over from the original Destiny crew.
Right, I might have known that at one point and had forgotten that. And you're correct. That is
Yeah,
wild.
because
See?
Dinklage was originally the
Yes.
whatever it was
Narrator.
called.
Yes. It was
Yeah, I've
awful.
forgotten my Destiny lore.
Yeah. No, but
I was also interested to find out that he played a warlock as well, Lance Reddick.
yeah. It's crazy. Like I said, it was crazy to find out just how far-reaching his, everything was. He was in
Mm.
everything. It's crazy. It's kind of like Keith
Yes.
David in a way, because Keith David was like that or is like that for me. Um,
Yeah.
because he's in everything, and then you're like watching something live action, and you're like, I know that voice. What?
Yeah.
And then it's like, wait a minute.
Well, that was the thing, right? Is that every time I've gone back and watched things like with him in, and you
Mhm.
hear the voice first, and you're like, I know that voice, and then you
Yeah.
see like little bits, and you're like, I know that guy,
I know who that is.
because it's sort of like, and I don't want to compare him to someone like Morgan Freeman, but he has a very
Oh no, it's
recognizable
very
presence
distinct.
like
Oh
Morgan
yeah.
Freeman.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's why I said Keith David, because Keith David also has that kind of
Yeah,
presence and voice and type thing, as
yeah.
well as being an actor on top of it. So yeah, no, I'm glad to see that Bungie's going
Okay.
to do that.
Yeah, I'll finish reading the story. So,
Yeah.
this is a quote. As an actor, musician, gamer, and family man, the passion Lance brought to the things he loved was reflected in the eyes and hearts of all who loved him. For now, we will honour his presence through his performances yet to come in the game and in the memories that will last us a lifetime. We are deeply saddened by his passing, but so thankful for the time we spent together, and our thoughts are with his friends and loved ones. So it also goes on to say that Lance also played Silence in Horizon
Yep.
Forbidden West and Zero Dawn. So I think Gorilla put in a statement, said, "Thank you, Lance Reddick, for everything you've brought to the character of Silence, for sharing your infinite talent and wisdom with us, for your generous warmth and imitatable presence." Oh, I can't. No idea. Anyway, so for your profound impact, not just a part of our cast, but our community, Sony Studios said in a statement. So we were deeply honoured to work with you. You will be missed. We extend our most heartfelt condolences to his loved ones. So they also finish up the article on VGC by stating it's unclear if Reddick will appear in Forbidden West's upcoming Burning Shores expansion.
Right.
I guess we'll find out soon enough because it's out in a couple of months.
Yes, it is. Yep.
But we'll see. We will see. So yeah, very somber note, obviously, to start the show, unfortunately. Yeah. But yeah, it's to be expected. It was very fresh, obviously, when we recorded last week. So we knew that this week was probably going to be a few discussions and a few messages and a few stories that are probably going to be outlining it. So, going from one particularly dark story to another dark story. A darker, more mature Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game is in development.
Yes. I wanted to talk about that.
Sorry. What was that?
I want to talk about that, but I'm going to let you read it first.
Yes, because I'm interested to hear your thoughts about this. This is why I included it. So, a new game based on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is in development. This one promises to be darker and more mature. The game is based on The Last Ronin, a 5-issue comic miniseries released in 2020, which is set in the future and sees 3 of the turtles have already died. And I'm going to be honest, I read this article earlier because I wanted to. And I was quite happy that they decided not to name the turtle.
Oh, okay.
I know who it is.
Yeah, it's like I didn't even think about that. Yes, I know exactly.
No, but it is kind of a spoiler, though, isn't it? So I'm
I
glad
guess
that
it
they
is,
didn't.
yeah. In a way. In a
Yeah.
way. I mean, it's still easy to go find out, but yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's been out for for 3 years at this point. So in an interview with Polygon, why would you talk to Polygon? Why? Anyway, but Paramount's global senior vice president for games, Doug Rossen, has said the game would be a third-person action RPG and cited the recent God of War games as a comparison.
Yeah.
So, given the nature of the story, the games will mainly be single-player adventure as opposed to multiplayer, friendly nature of the other TMNT games.
Right.
Now, this is the part that was interesting to me, reading about it, because I've not read the comic. I need
right.
to. I think I'm gonna go and pick it up after this.
Yes, you can.
So, The Last Ronin was written by original creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, and is set in New York in a dark future. Because this was their first involvement in the TMNT comics for quite a while, wasn't it?
20 years, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, because they obviously penned the original ones. They did like most of the original series, didn't they? And then they sort of handed it off. Well, yeah, it's
That's
more in keeping with the actual darker tone for what they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know, funnily enough, they are ninjas. And they do tend to kill people quite a lot.
Or what you guys called it, Teenage Hero?
Yeah, let's not. That's a dark, pointless part of our history. What a ridiculous waste of time that was.
Yeah.
See, now, I don't want to give... no, I can't say what I was going to say. I really wanted to say... No, because it's a spoiler for something.
Oh, okay.
I can't say what I was going to say there.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so the city is ruled by the Shredder's grandson, and only one of the 4 turtles remains, so his brothers have already died. So they even specifically state in the article, whilst we won't spoil the identity of the last turtle of those who haven't read the book yet, he uses all 4 of the turtle's weapons, which is kind of awesome.
That is a cool aspect of it, yeah.
Yeah, so throughout the graphic novel, the turtle occasionally has hallucinations and flashbacks in which he believes his brothers are alive, and Rossen has suggested that this means the game could make other turtles playable in flashback sequences.
Oh, that's cool.
Won't read the rest because it's just talking about the last 2 games that they released, which are Shredder's Revenge and the Cowabunga Collection.
Right. Which we have talked about on here before.
Yes, we have.
And Pete reviewed. But
Shredder's Revenge is excellent.
Yeah. Cowabunga, dude. My thing is, exactly what I was going to say, which is it is originally a dark series, and then when it came out as a cartoon, which I love the original cartoon, it's up there with the X-Men for me. The X-Men cartoon.
Mm-hmm. So X-Men 92 then?
Well, yeah. Because, that's coming out now.
Yeah, I meant like the actual year.
Yeah.
When it was released.
Yeah, because I don't know how it was over here, but in like the US, we had like VHS tapes with just tons of like cartoons on them.
Mm-hmm.
And then so Turtles was like on a orange VHS thing. I don't know why, but anyway.
We mostly just had them playing on TV.
We had a few, but to be fair, I was a poor child, so we didn't have cable. So I think I missed a lot of cartoons growing up.
Yeah. I'll be the first to admit we also did as well, because we didn't have like what was at the time was satellite TV, which was Sky.
Right. Yeah. Satellite was for rich people in America. I don't know if that's how it was over here, but so the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon was just like a way watered down cartoony kid version of the original comic series, and then I think they sold it or sold their shares or whatever they did, creative control or whatever.
That went on to I can't remember who it went to, but obviously the rights are now owned. I can't remember. I think it might have been IDW actually.
Maybe it was Pete. I think you might be right.
But then obviously those rights then got acquired by Paramount, Viacom, and Nickelodeon.
Yep, and so like obviously for me and Pete, the iconic Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies were
Go Ninja, go Ninja,
Yes,
go.
exactly.
Still sucks, by the way.
It's so awful, but I love it. It's like so awful. But my point being, here's my point. Like, our generation grew up with the turtles being very cartoony and, relatable in their weird cartoony way. Whereas I think the generations after us, they have the Michael Bay stuff and
Ugh.
like weird CGI, like cartoon. It wasn't a cartoon, it was like CGI thing that came out in like the early 2000s, and it was kind of greedy, and all that kind of stuff. So I think as a direction, I think this is a logical direction, if I'm honest. As much as Shredder's Revenge was fun and it was a really nice nostalgia hit, unlike everything else that seems to be doing gritty reboots, I think that this is more of a going back to its roots type thing. So I'm kind of glad to see it, if that makes sense. Yes, exactly. Rock'em Sock'em Hulk says, Uncanny Valley Turtles. Yikes. Exactly.
Mm. Yeah. Yes, they were particularly ugly.
Yeah, like I really wanted Michael Bay's movies to do well because I love the Turtles, but I just couldn't. It just didn't. I like them being a little bit cheesy, I think. Like pizza.
Yeah, I like the cheesy aspect of things. Like I quite like. I don't mind them being kid friendly either, because obviously that's
Yeah.
what I grew up with the cartoons, and obviously most of the games. Like, but I think it's sort of around about that point now, where most of the people who grew up with the turtles, like us,
Mm-hmm.
are of an age where they have kids who are probably also somewhat grown up now.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably looking for like darker, grittier, sort of more
Yeah.
adult stories to give across to the next generation. And I think this is obviously this is a 2020 comics like
Yeah.
mini series, so it's pretty dark and mature. So
Exactly.
I think in terms of games, I think we've been calling out for one for quite a while.
I think using God of War as the kind of template, so to speak. I think
Yeah.
that's an interesting way to go. Um,
I
I
think I know what they mean by that. It's like the whole third person, over the shoulder, narrative driven sort of experience.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they play that out.
Oh, it'll be exactly like God of War, where you'll start out with one weapon and then eventually you'll get another
Yeah.
weapon and then you might get a third weapon and then the fourth later on, and
You
you have
know,
to upgrade skills and you
someone
might
out
have a
there.
companion.
Well, I was gonna say, someone out there has modded God of War to have the turtles now. It's got to be.
Oh, obviously. You know that's
Needs to
probably
go.
going to
Yeah.
happen when God of War Ragnarok comes to PC.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, that would be
God,
hilarious.
imagine a turtle walking around in Fimbulwinter. That'd be weird, wouldn't it? Well,
ah.
who they're going to change Atreus to be though?
Um, the little robot Mouser. No, what is it called? The little. Remember those little robots?
Oh
The
God,
Foot Clan
yeah, I
had.
can't
It is
remember what.
Mousers, isn't it?
I think so, yeah, but I don't remember the name exactly.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
You'd be like a tamed one if you can tame
I
a
don't know. I
robot.
just maybe, but who knows? Anyway, yeah, the Michael Bay ones were terrible, and the minute the minute he had him and his team had given the job of April O'Neil to Megan Fox, I was like, yeah, no.
Oh
I was
goodness.
straight out there. I was like, why?
Megan Fox used to be cool.
Did she though? Did she?
Well, she was really, really, really okay. She got some plastic surgery and it made her be really, really pretty.
Was she though?
And then she
Was
got
she?
more plastic surgery and it kind of messed up her face a bit. So I don't know. She's really pretty in that first Transformers movie. I think so.
Was she though? Was
So.
she?
Well, remember I am a straight female, so my version is probably not the same.
I mean, I'm straight male, and I thought no.
ah.
Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about the other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles announcement that happened a couple of weeks ago, because oh boy, that was fun.
Which one was that?
what the Seth Rogen movie that's coming out
Oh my
in a few
goodness.
months.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. So we're not
You
going to
mean
talk about it, but
you mean April eats plenty of cakes?
well, here's the thing. So, how do we do this? How am I going to skirt this?
Well,
I
definitely she can't wear a skirt.
I no, that's not. Look, some of us are fluffy and we can still wear skirts. I don't have a problem with them because it's a kids movie. Here's where I like, what's her name, Mindy Kaling from The
Yeah.
Office. She redid Scooby Doo Velma or whatever.
Ugh.
That's really bad, and I mean that from a writing point of view. I don't mean anything else except for that, and that is my fear with this one, because
I
also
mean,
He-Man,
yeah, go on.
Kevin Smith's He-Man was badly written as well. Again,
But
I'm being completely just. I don't care about any of the extra fluff stuff. That none of that stuff bothers me or affects me or whatever. But I
yeah.
do care about writing, and I'm a bit worried about this as far as the writing goes.
Yeah, so am I, because it's being written by Seth Rogen, who is a complete and utter bloody
Yes,
idiot, who
he's
doesn't know
not
how
good.
to write good characters.
He does not. He does not. Um.
I don't think Nana, I don't think it is. It's just it. I think you were using Velma as an example of an existing
Yeah.
IP that's been ruined by a bad writer.
Yeah. Mindy Kaling is not a good writer. God, I know that sounds terrible because I really I think she's hilarious.
She's
on The
funny.
Office.
She is funny at times, but
Her
what you
biography
find
is
with
funny.
The Office though is that she's part of a writing team.
Yeah, that's
And it's
the
not
thing.
solely her writing episodes. She might be contributing jokes and scenarios to it, but it is a team of people.
Rocket Soccer Hulk says Canada has disavowed both Seth Rogen and Celine Dion.
I mean, it's all right because Seth Rogen has now taken citizenship in the state of California anyway.
Oh goodness.
Where he thinks that everyone can just replace their car when it gets stolen, because that's big city living.
I don't remember that.
Idiot. That guy's so out of touch with reality. It's unreal. But anyway, this is getting far too political.
But no, Rogan Sock'em, you still claim Ryan Reynolds, right?
That's because he's a national treasure.
Yes, it's true. Although he and Rob, what's his face? I think they're gonna
McElhenney.
That you have you say that. I think they're gonna move over here, as much as they love it.
Well, it won't be over here. It'll be Wales.
Well, yeah, I meant over here as in UK, but yeah.
Yeah, I know, but the Welsh don't like the English, so they can have their own landmass themselves. I'm joking. Overlord would kill me for that.
Overlord's gonna run into Deadpool.
Moving on to the next news story before I put my foot further in my mouth.
Yes.
So, Lego 2K Drive is officially a AAA driving adventure releasing in May.
Yeah.
This one was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, definitely is. I don't know. It's one of those, for me, it's going to be a wait and see.
Yeah. Anyway, let's read the story and then we can discuss it. So Lego and 2K Games have officially announced their new driving game, Lego 2K Drive, which will release on May the 19th. So it's coming to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Series S, Series X, Switch, PC via Steam, and Epic Game Store. Basically, list of platform it's not coming to. And it's described as an open world game. Oh god, so that's me out then. With single and multiplayer that lets players build any vehicle they like. As first revealed by VGC last year, the game is developed by WWE 2K and NBA 2K Studio Visual Concept as part of a new line of Lego sports games 2K has in the works.
Oh, goodness.
So, according to 2K's announcement, Lego 2K Drive will feature a wide open world with different biomes, races, mini games, challenges, and collectibles.
See, that's
why
I love Lego games. It's
sorry, Karen.
That's why I love the Lego games. Because the collectibles.
Yeah, they're always chock full of them. So, just to finish up, so the players can build a vehicle with over 1,000 unique Lego pieces or choose from ready-made ones from Lego City, Creators, Speed Champions, and more. So finally, 2K Drive will feature competitive multiplayer and a co-op experience. Two-player split screen will also be available alongside online multiplayer.
That's awesome.
So funnily enough, I actually didn't know this at the time, but I'm pretty sure there was a Lego racing game back on the N64.
I think I'm getting that confused with something else. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, this is apparently a sequel to it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I know. That was what was
That's
confusing
cool.
to me as I heard that
Yeah.
on a podcast. I was like, hang on. There was a
Yeah.
Lego driving game on the N64.
See, I was getting mixed up with Hot Wheels. That's what I was thinking of.
Ah, yes, Hot Wheels. Kind of like the same thing as how it was with Lego and Duplo.
Oh goodness, yes.
Let's not get into that hotbed,
No.
shall we? So,
yeah.
yeah. What do you think about this one, anyway?
I love all things digitally Lego. I'm not like when I was a kid. I loved Lego because I'm autistic. Of course, I did. But I have so many collections now. I don't want to get back into real Legos. So I love digital Lego stuff like so much. Like a Lego game comes out, I do get excited. And stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I haven't noticed that comment. I'm gonna get to it in a minute.
But what about you, Pete?
Well, interesting announcement. I'll be honest, it kind of looks okay. Like visually speaking, I think that's the thing about the Lego games is they always look really impressive.
They do. I do love it.
Whether or not I will enjoy it is a different matter. But I'm gonna be perfectly honest here. I saw the company associated, and I went,
well,
yeah, that's a straight no from me because that's gonna be a buggy, a microtransaction riddled mess.
Yeah, I have no rebuttal for that because
And this then brings me on to the comment from Banner who says, okay, if people use this to justify a NASCAR game made by 2K, I will point them to how bad the 2K games have been recently with NBA and WWE. And he puts in brackets, though I hear the last WWE game was good. And he then followed that up by putting, just because motorsport games is on fire doesn't mean the other options are any better. And I can't disagree.
I was gonna say I have to agree.
Well, you can't disagree really because it's let's be honest, 2K have got a very annoying track record. And yes, excellent. It clearly was. They've got a bad record of putting out half-made games, patching it. Trying to patch it ever so like a lot to make it at least stable, but by that time the damage is already well done. So I don't, and to be honest, with this game coming out in a couple of months and it's only just been announced now, I know other companies have done this to varying degrees of success, including Nintendo with Paper Mario the Origami King, where they showed that off 2 months ahead of launch, and it worked for them. I just don't know it's going to work for 2K in this instance. The only thing that probably will have this going is the fact that it's a sequel to a game that people loved, and it's Lego.
Yeah, exactly.
So it will have wider appeal.
I was going to say, built-in fan base right there.
But, yes.
Yeah.
It does remind me I still need to play Lego City Undercover.
It's good.
I know, but that's why I need to play it, because I keep meaning to go and buy it and when it's cheap and I forget.
So stereotypical sometimes.
Who, me?
No, I am, because I love Lego.
Yeah, but it's the creative side of things, isn't it?
It is, 100%, yeah.
But then again, I just don't feel like Lego's very creative these days.
No, I'm going to agree with you there. I won't get on my soapbox for this one, but yeah.
I will.
Okay.
Back in the day when Legos used to come in just various different pieces, it used to go, here you go, here's the pieces, do what you want.
Yeah, I mean,
and enjoy
kits.
it. And I used to do that sort of thing. Yes, they did have kits. But how many times nowadays do you see free-form rather than pre-built kits? And I don't even feel like some of the pre-built kits are great. like great looking.
But some of them, the pieces aren't Lego pieces. They're like custom made
Yeah, they are, and
pieces, and
that's
I
not
don't. Yeah, and then like, um, the ones that are really bothering me. Now, again, this is just me and my weirdness. I am very strange. Let's not forget that. But the flower ones,
mm.
there's where you can build bouquets of flowers and stuff. I don't know
Okay.
why
So
that
yeah,
makes me
there was
go
only
why.
one pre-built set that or one set that I was interested in, and it was weird because yeah, it was a flower-based one, but it was actually the bonsai tree that I
Oh,
wanted to
see.
get because it looks kind of cool.
Now that is okay. Yeah, I do take it back and say that yeah, the bonsai tree looks cool, but that I can kind of see almost a function in. I know this is weird. Again, I'm 100%
Mm.
aware. Um, but they had something like just like a little vase of flowers. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, I've seen that.
It confused me, but I'm
Yeah.
easily confused.
Yeah, but
Um,
then like the only problem with that was is that I looked at it and I went, well, if I'm just gonna go and spend this amount of money on a bonsai tree Lego, I might as well just go and buy a bonsai tree
yeah,
and do it
bonsais
myself.
are fun to take care of. Yeah, exactly.
No, trust me, I've always wanted one. There is a shop in Brighton that I regularly visit because when I'm down there and I'm like, gonna talk myself out of this
Oh
one
yeah,
every single time, and I always think to myself, should I just buy one that's about that big, about
you
30
should.
quid, and just get
You
started
should.
and just try it?
Yeah, like I love everything miniature, and you can make a bonsai out of almost
Not making that joke. Not
you.
making that joke.
You can make a bonsai out of anything. Pete, would you like to read the comments so that we move
Yes,
on?
yes, I will. Because Brent put, I had a treehouse full of Lego as a kid. That's amazing.
And yeah, you're probably the neighborhood kid that everybody wanted to play with too.
Yes, because you had a treehouse and Lego.
Exactly, exactly. I was always envious of those tree houses. Oh,
Yeah. Then Rock and Sockle Hulk has come in and said the new
yeah.
Lego Indiana Jones series launching in May has my attention.
But see,
It doesn't. It doesn't with me, unfortunately, because Indiana Jones is dead.
the first two Indiana Joneses are amazing. I don't really care. Three gets a pass. And after that,
No,
sorry.
afraid to say, three's the best one.
It's not to me, but I know that
Sean Connery.
a lot of people do feel that it's the best one. Now, for me, it doesn't feel that way, but that's just personal
It's got for
choice.
me, it's got the best humor in it. It's I think it's the more complete story, and I, I'm I'll probably say it's probably got some of the best choreography in it as well. Although the first one has got some
Yeah.
amazing set pieces in it too.
Hmm.
And take nothing away from the stupidity of the humor of the first one as well. Especially
Yes.
the famous moment we all know about where you got the guy twirling the sword and Harrison Ford
Yes.
just shoots him because he was sick on set, and
I love it.
I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Yes.
It's just like you can see it in his face as well. You just like he looks so lethargic
I
just
love it.
doing it as well, and it's
He's
so
all
funny.
sweaty.
Yeah, but then again, it was in the middle of the bloody desert
Yeah.
as well.
Oh my goodness. I love those. I do. I love those first two. But my
It's,
one last part about Lego, we are
mhm.
really just on tangents today. Um,
Yes.
is that like way back when, 10 years ago, maybe 15,
Hmm.
before they came out with the Simpsons house, somebody built the Simpsons house out of Lego, which is what
Hmm.
made them issue the Simpsons house, which is, I'd say, the first of that kicked all this new
Yep.
generation of Lego off. I just kind of miss that. Like there used to be, oh, see, I'm getting excited again. There used to be, and there may still be, I'm not sure, but there used to be these competitions where like there were massive competitions where people would build things and be judged on them and win money. And like one company, I think it was like Ferrari or something, they built a dadgum Ferrari out of Legos.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. And all that kind of stuff. Now I don't know. It does feel less creative, you know.
It does.
Um.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Because back years and years ago, like I used to just have like assortment of Lego
Mm-hmm.
bricks and various pieces and stuff like that. And this was long before that this sort of thing happened as well, like was the case
Mhm.
with the Simpsons house. Football stadiums.
Oh,
I built
right.
my own one out of Lego, and then they started releasing them as pre-built packs, and I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
that.
this is boring. I like doing it myself.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Now, see, I'm reliving my child. There's so much
Look,
stuff.
you can't. Look, I couldn't help it. I had a green flat piece that looked like a football pitch. So I was like, what am I going to do with it?
Oh,
What
well,
am I
there
going
you
to do? So
go.
yeah, I built the stands around it.
That's cool. That works out. I kept trying to make things that moved because we like okay. I'd never had real Lego. I did have Duplo, as Pete was talking about. You get that at the dollar store. Um, but they had this thing that only rich kids had, and that was called Kinetics. I don't know if you guys had that or
Connects.
Connects. Yeah, and you
Yeah,
could
we
make
did,
like
and we had like Connects
robots
and
and stuff.
Meccano as well, which was like
Meccano, yeah, you
the
guys
metal
have that.
piece.
We didn't have that because Americans are weird with their child safety. We don't have Kinder eggs. Um, the
Stupid
Meccanos or
drug
whatever.
dealers.
Yeah. But like, yeah, those are like so cool. Like I would have gone crazy over those as
Oh,
a kid.
you honestly would have loved Meccano as a
I would
kid.
have
It was
a
so
hundred percent.
cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah, because you wanted to make all the moving stuff, and
mhm,
that was perfect for that kind
mhm,
of thing, and Connects as well.
yeah. So
I
yeah,
really I did really like Connects like, as a kid as well.
I bet yeah. Oh.
God damn, well, can I just be a
And
kid
I was
again?
like, I want to go buy stuff now. But anyway, do you want to read the next comment and then we'll move on?
Uh, yeah. So Brent said that not to mention that he also had a fridge full of soda and multiple video game system. Yeah, you were the
Yeah.
rich kid that everyone wanted to hang out
Yep.
with.
Because that was my neighbor. They had like we all had Nintendos and Super Nintendos, but they had the game. Like I didn't have any games, but they had all the games because they were like their parents bought them everything.
Mm.
I remember seeing like it was the first time I ever saw the Zelda original game. I guess the one that was gold,
Oh
and
yeah.
I was like, "This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life." And I couldn't stop like holding it and stuff. And they're like, "It's just Zelda, whatever." And I'm like, "It's gold."
Yes, but it's a gold cartridge. I've not seen this
I've never
before.
seen this. This is amazing.
Okay, right. I'll get to the next story. So, I have to ask you a question to preface this one first, though.
Bum bum bum. Okay.
Did you remember that Valve still make games?
It's always shocking when that is when we are forced to remember that.
Yes, it was with me too, because I read this headline and went, what? They still make games? Because Counter-Strike 2 has
Yes.
been revealed ahead of a summer 2023 release.
Can we just say
This was a shock.
that's a dumb naming system, but yes, continue on.
Yes, because it was Counter-Strike, then Counter-Strike Source, and then Counter-Strike Go.
And then I think there's like Counter-Strike 2 Desert Storm Alliance or something. I know I made that
I
up.
have
But
no
there is
idea. The only one that I
something.
remember was Source, mostly because it was running on the Source engine.
But it's like Overwatch 2. It should never have been called Overwatch 2. And this should not be called CS2. But anyway, that's neither
Yes.
here nor there because I'm actually very excited about this. But go ahead, Pete.
Yeah. Okay, so Valve has officially announced Counter-Strike 2 ahead of its game's release this summer. It will arrive as a free upgrade to Counter-Strike Global Offensive,
Very
so
cool.
CSGO.
That's
So,
cool.
allowing players to bring across their inventory from the current game. Clearly, Valve have gotten very bored of all those those gambling things that kept happening with CS:GO. Good old skin lotteries and all that stuff.
Yeah.
My God, I think it is the most like gambled game of all time, gambled on game
Well,
of all time.
I don't know about that because before rules changed, I'd say something like Fortnite, even some of EA's stuff, probably. But
Mm.
till they modified, the rules or whatever, what constitutes in-game
No,
gambling.
I didn't mean like that. I just meant that actually like literal gambling.
Oh, right. Yeah.
No, this is the game that's had the most amount of problems in terms of gambling.
Oh, right.
Yes. Anyway, so Counter-Strike, so this is a quote, is the largest technical leap forward in Counter-Strike history. Well, you would say that. Ensuring new features and updates for years to come, according to Valve. All of the game's new features will be revealed when it officially launches this summer, but the road to Counter-Strike 2 begins today as a limited test for CSGO players. So, excuse me. During this testing period, we'll be evaluating a subset of features to shake out any issues before the worldwide release. Valve has said that the game will be cleaner, brighter, and better looking. Well, you'd hope so from a game that was, from a game that was made however many years ago.
Like a long time ago.
Yeah. So to quote, maps in Counter-Strike 2 are receiving upgrades and overhauls, which leverage the all-new Source 2 tools and rendering feature. Oh, what a surprise! Why they've called it Counter-Strike 2 then?
Yes.
Wow. Congratulations, Valve. Your naming convention is terrible.
Yes, it is.
I mean, they've had more games
is.
in the series. Well, they have had more games than 3 in this series, but
yeah.
they've never made it to Counter-Strike 3, have they?
Like that, but also think about Half-Life as well and its naming conventions, which are insane.
Oh, Half-Life Episode 2.
Yeah, good luck keeping up with that.
Oh, yeah. God, it is a nightmare.
Yep.
Yeah, Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Episode 2, and it's, oh my God.
Yeah, like 2A, 2B.
Yes.
It's like, oh, okay.
Now you're just talking about a character from Nier Automata.
Oh,
yeah, no, terrible joke. Sorry. It's also claimed tick rate no longer matters for moving, shooting, and throwing. So now you're gonna have to explain to me what tick rate is.
Tick rate, it would be kind of like I'm so tired. The thing we were talking about way back when Halo dropped. Like how long it took to empty the
time to kill.
Yeah. So it's very, very similar to that.
Except
it also includes hitboxes and stuff. And if you shoot faster in CS as it is now, CSGO, if you shoot faster, you get the hit first, as opposed to being if you do a skilled hit, type thing.
Oh, okay.
It's been a thing among players from like day one, because it's an odd system. It has its quirks. I'm actually happy to see it be refined and be a little bit more like the most shooters as we know them.
Okay, so I'll just finish up there. So sub-tick updates are the heart of Counter-Strike 2, it said. Previously, the server only evaluated the world in discrete time intervals, called ticks. Thanks to Counter-Strike 2's sub-tick update architecture, servers know the exact instant that motion starts, a shot is fired, or a nade is thrown.
Yes, good old nades.
They even put... I'm reading that as is, by the way. So as a result, regardless of tick rate, your moving and shooting will be equally responsive, and your grenades will always land the same way. So Valve said smoke grenades are now dynamic volumetric objects that interact with the environment and react to lighting, gunfire, and explosions. Counter-Strike 2 sounds have been reworked to better reflect the physical environment, be more distinct, and express more game state. It added. What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know what that means.
They have also been rebalanced for more comfortable and listening experience.
That makes me kind of really want to get back into it, and I may.
Yeah.
When it drops, officially.
Okay.
And then watch me hate it. Like I hate everything.
Yes, you might as well just download CS:GO now then.
I'm pretty sure I have it, but I'll have to.
You probably do.
Yeah. But I'll.
But yeah, it'll just be it looks like it's just an update to that anyway, so might as well.
Yup.
So worth a look. I might have a look myself actually, but Twitch shooters are not exactly my kind of thing.
Yeah, and I do enjoy them, but like, I haven't been playing any of them at all. Like, we don't do Halo anymore, and I'm reviewing Destiny, and I still haven't gotten in to the yeah, so
professional game reviewer.
Oh no, told on myself. Yeah, I've just told on myself, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like the spark is gone with like multiplayer shooters or whatever.
Yeah,
But maybe this will replenish that spark.
maybe. Who
Maybe.
knows? We will see.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of some news that we didn't want to discuss at some point in the past, but now have to discuss it.
Yep.
I know. This is only on here because of you, by the
I
way.
know it is.
Saw the name and I went, yeah, this has to be talking about. So I'll read the headline. It says, Chris Avellone awarded 7-figure payment after sexual harassment claims settled. I might have a few thoughts about this, but let's read the story.
Abalone.
So, prominent video games writer Chris Avellone has settled a lawsuit against 2 women who had publicly accused him of sexual misconduct and claimed he's been awarded a 7-figure payment. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. Now, for those
so,
who...
Carry,
go ahead.
carry.
No, you're probably fixing to reveal.
So
Wow,
Avellone,
Texas.
who has previously worked on games such as Respawn's Jedi Fallen Order, was accused in a series of June 2020 Twitter posts by the women as being an abusive, abrasive, conniving sexual predator. After the allegations arose, multiple developers cut ties with the writer, notably Dying Light 2 studio Techland. A year later, Avellone announced that he had taken legal action and accused the 2 women of libel. Now, nearly 2 years later, the case has been settled. So I will continue. On Saturday, Avellone posted on his personal blog that claims had been dismissed with prejudice. Now you're going to have to explain that one to me later on, and that he was to receive a 7-figure payment, which included his attorney's fees. So the two women behind the original allegation. Shall I say the names because they're in the article, or shall I not?
If it's public, it's fine.
Okay, Carissa Barrows and Kelly Ray Bristol have also released a joint statement claiming that their public statements had been misinterpreted.
That's with prejudice, by the way, but yes.
Okay, so Mr. Avellone never sexually abused either of us, the signed statement reads. We have no knowledge that he has ever sexually abused any women. We have no knowledge that Mr. Avellone has ever misused corporate funds. Anything we have said or written about Mr. Avellone to the contrary was not our intent. We wanted to support women in the industry. In doing so, our words may have been misinterpreted to suggest specific allegations of misconduct that were neither expressed nor intended. We are passionate about the safety, security, and agency of women, minorities, LGBTQIA plus persons, and every other community that has seen persecution in the video game industry. Sorry, why do you... No.
Nope.
No, not making comment.
Yep.
No.
We both have to be good.
Yeah. We believe Mr. Avellone shares a desire to protect and uplift these communities. We believe that he deserves a full return to the industry and support him in those endeavours. In his own statement, Avellone wrote, I appreciate the willingness of Miss Barrows and Miss Bristol to work with us in addressing issues within the video game community, and their advocacy is to be commended and supported. There are still many very real challenges that we face, but I am confident that we can face them together. In the spirit of these goals, I would ask everyone to respect the privacy of Miss Barrows and Miss Bristol and use this opportunity as a means to listen to all voices in improving our culture and our communities. Can't argue with that statement, to be honest.
Because lawyers wrote them.
Yep, okay, so Nana has put... those seem like the most fake statements ever.
Yes, they are lawyer-composed statements.
Okay, so you brought this up to me originally when this first happened in 2020. I believe we did kind of cover it.
We did. Very little.
It just was a news story, but never went into massive detail about it.
Yeah. Without, like, we're trying to stay apolitical as possible. Also, I want to mention why why I know who Chris Avellone is, and that it's because he wrote New Vegas as well as Fallen Order, Order of the Fallen.
Yes.
But very talented writer. Yes, he's known in the industry as being a little bit arrogant, but who isn't? But not like, detrimental.
Okay, have you ever
Arrogance.
met Neil Druckmann? Have
Yeah,
you
well,
ever
see,
heard what
not
Neil
that
Druckmann says?
exactly. Not like narcissistically damaging, um,
Uh, have
but
you have you ever read a story by Hideo
oh
Kojima?
goodness. But like
Just proving my point that most people in the industry are a bit egotistical.
they are. I mean, yeah, it comes with the territory. I always use John Romero as like a perfect example. He was very, very arrogant as a young man coming up, and then just got way late. Like his ego was just destroyed, but it was the best thing for him, and he is wonderful now. Not that he wasn't
Okay,
wonderful before, but
can I ask a question about that though?
mm-hmm.
When does it happen to Randy Pitchford?
Oh gosh, look, some people are just delusional, okay? But delusional can't be helped. But no, the thing is, like, I am very open-minded. I try to be very fair-minded. I try to see every issue from every side, put my feet in their shoes and all that kind of stuff. And the shoes of everyone, which is kind of gross. But
Ugh, feet, the worst fetish of all time.
yeah. But I still knew, like, stuff didn't add up. Put it that way. There was evidence that disproved claims. Put it that way.
Yeah.
And and the reason why I brought this story up when it first broke, which, like, it was a few years ago, was because everyone abandoned him. Like, they just, boom.
Yeah.
Like, nobody took a second and went, hold on. Because it's one thing to, maybe be arrested based on, like, domestic charges or something like that, domestic battery or whatever. That's an actual action that is taken, and then that allows companies...
physical assault, battery, strangulation.
Those types
to
of
mention
things.
a few.
Yeah, that makes a company go, oh, this is an actual active thing that has happened. This was just some random people who had no anything saying, this might have happened. And they all just poof abandoned him. And I was just like, normally I'm the first one to defend a marginalized group if I feel that there has been injustice, because that is my whole life is dedicated to that. Every alarm bell went off in me. And I do listen to my instinct. And I went and friended Chris Avellone on Twitter, who is not blue ticked at all, even back in the day. And he's very open on his Twitter talking about stuff. And I just read more and more into it, and it was just like, this is setting off some alarm bells. So I'm very glad he stuck with it. If I remember correctly, with prejudice meant that they don't have to admit to any wrongdoing.
Okay.
The possibility for them to reopen and relitigate is there. If I remember correctly.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm very pleased, and I hope he can be brought back on. I mean, he writes some of the most amazing narrative-driven stories are from him. Yes, it's a team of writers, but he's usually the lead on those teams.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, yeah. So, I think this is a good outcome. And I will say this, and again, I'm trying my best to be apolitical. But sometimes when you do things that you know are not correct, and you do them under the guise of helping others, you actually end up undermining the efforts of people who really are trying to help the more marginalized groups. Don't lie. Just in general. That's just a general piece of advice for everyone listening. Don't lie. Don't make up things. There's no reason. There's enough bad stuff in the world. You can hitch your wagon to something, and you won't have to
because funnily enough, in life, there's such a thing called nuance.
Yeah, well, nuance is definitely important in so much.
There's also and I can't believe I have to say this, but we seem to, as a society, forgotten that you are innocent until proven guilty.
You know,
Or, the whole trial by public opinion is
well,
not
see,
a trial.
not to get in our philosophical side discussion because I am getting very sleepy. But like I was actually thinking of that earlier today because some stuff has come up in the news. We're not discussing it right now.
I
Uh,
may have glossed on it
yeah.
slightly.
Yeah. And it is like okay, innocent until proven guilty, and now I personally believe that. Now that's my personal, whatever. That's
Hmm.
not a hard and fast rule for the rest of the world. And
No, it's not. But it
so
used to be the case about 10 years ago.
I don't even know that it was. I think people do judge, and I
They
think that
do,
they're just more
yeah.
vocal about it.
Okay,
Hmm.
I will admit that usually it's the first. You're entitled to have an opinion on the matter, but like most of these people, including companies, were like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, get
that's
rid,
fair.
get
Yeah,
lost. We're done with you. You can't. This is all proven. This
yeah,
is absolutely concrete, 100%. There's no way you're getting out of this. I'll wait 2 years later. He's won his lawsuit.
yeah. See, I
Now
because mhm.
watch any of those companies walk that back.
Well, see, okay, so I, as a company owner, I think about this kind of stuff. Oh, what if, even though it's like a very tiny company and the likelihood of anything drama happening is nil. But I do think, like, okay, so what if a worker of mine was like involved in something illegal, so like not proven, like arrested?
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
would,
under suspicion.
under suspicion, yeah. I would take a moment and I would try to find out all I could.
Yep.
And I would hopefully know my employee very well. I would hope. I
Yep.
wouldn't abandon them first thing.
Okay.
But I
Conduct your own
would,
investigation, usually.
yeah, and but I would, as more thing, if more evidence and stuff came to light, I would start to distance myself, and then maybe release public statements. As things became more concrete. Put it that way. Um, but I'm not a person who jumps to conclusions. I'm a very like thinker. I think before I act
Yeah, of
usually.
course.
Well, it
Now,
depends. Depends on what we're talking
okay. So
about.
as someone who's not a company owner, I can only sort of discuss this from what I would do at the time. Personally, what I would do is I would, like with you, I talk to them, ask questions,
Hmm.
find out more information about it, conduct my own investigation about it. But then, obviously, because of the nature of the allegations, I wouldn't outright fire someone because I think that would
Right.
be wrong. Because then that comes to bite me in the butt later
Could.
on if
Yeah.
it turns out to all be false.
Yeah.
Now, what I would probably do is I'd say, look, this company has a reputation. They have a
Yeah.
way of doing things. So we're not firing you, but I'd probably put them on gardening leave
Yeah.
until the investigation is complete and concluded.
Yeah. At that point, and you might suffer a lot of public, backlash or whatever. But I'm not a person who cares about stuff like that.
Well, to be honest, this is the buying Twitter mob
Yeah.
who will forget about most controversies, and then the next controversy comes along that they can
Plus,
bandwagon on.
what I've figured out about Twitter is someone's always mad about something. So,
Um, well, I'm just gonna say it. Twitter is a shithole and shouldn't even be fucking accessed by anybody at any given point in time. Nobody
who's
should
talking
touch that
about?
with an absolute barge pole. But hey ho, look, we all go on it because we like. I'll be
Well,
honest. I like to see the meltdown.
I've said this before. I have a little protective bubble built around me, so I only see happy, funny, fluffy things,
Yeah.
for the most part. But sometimes real world stuff will leak in, and boy howdy, my sense of justice flies off the handle, and I'm
Mm.
just like, all right, I am a social justice warrior, and I am going to rain down upon you.
Yeah. Well, this is why I tend to not comment on most things unless it's stupid.
Yeah, I have to put that protective bubble around me because otherwise I'll be in
Hmm.
rage cycle 24/7 and that's no way to live.
I've been in there. I've done it. I've had to claw myself away from the abyss as such.
Mm.
You know, even now, like to the point where I barely go on Twitter as much as I can, which
Yeah,
is
I
why
don't.
last week I said I don't know if I'm even going to be on there for very long because I've had enough of it. Like,
I,
I've been a staunch defender of Twitter for many, many years
mhm.
because it's just for me, it's been a laugh. Like
Yeah.
watching people like go into full blown meltdown and
When
watching
it
from
was,
afar as you watch the building burn.
yeah, when it was like crazy stuff, or what
Yeah,
seemed crazy at the time, it's kind of funny, you know? But now the crazy is normal, and I don't like it.
that's
So,
because unfortunately our society nowadays runs on outrage shock
yeah, and
culture,
I just,
and people use Twitter, and news organizations use Twitter as sources
yeah,
now, and they're not sources.
I'm telling you, I would be happy to live in a mountain cabin, cut off from all, well, all social, all people, all humans.
I mean, I would call you Ted, but you know, I don't think you're ever going to become the Unabomber at any point.
No, no, because that's too much work, and that involves being, you still have to go mail it and be around people. So no, I would be happy in my cabin. And the only thing I care about on I don't know, I like Twitter because I can look at baby otters.
I mean, yeah, I do wonder why I see baby otters from time to time.
I love baby otters and
They're cute.
baby all animals, and baby weasels are the cutest things on the planet. I don't care. I have this picture of this weasel. I'm sorry, this is a tangent, and we are gonna get back to the last story because I'm tired. Um, but I do have this picture of I love weasels and stoats. I just think they're adorable, but they're killers. And
Mm.
there's this wonderful picture of this adorable weasel. He's a snow. He's all white, and he's just beautiful, and he's in the snow. But he's killed like a bird or something.
Oh, so he's got the blood on the, yeah. So it's the right contrast between the two
I
colours.
was just like, I love him so much, and he's just doing
Uh,
what comes natural.
Now, funnily enough, what you don't realise about that picture is that's not snow.
Wait, what is it?
Well, some people might call it snow.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, moving.
Oh, because it's cocaine. You mean
Yeah.
cocaine?
Yes, yes, I do.
Oh, that's what
He's just
weasels
had a
do.
pretty severe nosebleed.
Oh yes, Rock and Socko's baby platypi, however they are. They are so platypi. I didn't read your whole comment. I should have. They're
Yes, you
so
should have done.
adorable too. They're so little and like fuzzy, and they have duck bills because God was bored or drunk. I don't know. And they're like so soft. I just love it. I love baby animals. I love baby animals. Full stop. And yes, before you go, oh, do you like baby snakes and baby tarantulas? Yes, I do. And Pete's like, no, never. Oh, Pete, it's so funny. So, I watch Krusty a lot. He's the guy that I watch along with Kevin now.
Oh yeah.
But he has a terrifying fear of spiders, like you. It makes me think of you every time. And he'll be in VR playing Skyrim. And, like, he's very confident, and he's, very, very British, very, haha, British humor. But then a spider will show up and he starts screaming like a girl, and it's not fake, it's real.
Yeah, I've probably
It's
done
so
that a couple of
good.
times.
I love it. Anyway,
Yes.
cesspool. That's Deadpool's sister. It's not. It's not at all.
No. Also, don't open your chat because I think I've got the name of
Okay.
the title for today's episode.
Okay. That's cocaine.
No, it's not, but it's similar.
Oh goodness.
Okay.
Anyway,
Moving to the last story.
Yes.
We're gonna get through this, all right? We're gonna get through this. This has been so reverent. It's unreal.
I know. Lucy
It's
Goosey's
not
are my
bad-
favorite.
Not bad considering that most of the stories have been serious.
I know, exactly. We're doing pretty well.
Yeah, we can't take things seriously.
Oh, heck no.
Congratulations. Welcome to your first episode.
Yeah. No, I ain't taking
Anyway.
nothing serious.
So, final story for today. UK regulator now says Microsoft Activision merger won't significantly lessen competition in the gaming market, or the console gaming, sorry. So, the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, the CMA, has said it no longer believes that Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard will significantly reduce competition in the console gaming space. So the Watchdog said on Friday that it has updated its provisional findings after receiving fresh evidence. Wow. What, did it just get caught out of the sea?
Yep.
That was terrible. Sorry.
Really bad.
That alleviated some of its concerns about the $69 billion deal.
69 billion, nice.
69 billion nices. Oh God, we should probably take a news story seriously, shouldn't we?
Why? It's been going on for so long. I heard
It just reminded me of fucking Family Guy there. It's like, why?
Why?
Anyway, so while the CMA originally believed that making Call of Duty exclusive to Xbox would be commercially beneficial for Microsoft, it said that the new data it has received, and I quote, indicates that this strategy would be significantly loss-making under any plausible scenario.
Yep. Okay.
Wow, it's almost like nearly everyone in the world but Sony were telling you that.
I have read a lot of rumors. So,
I mean, that's a good start.
yes, it's also a good album. Anyway, having said that, aliens, take what I'm going to say with all the grains of salt and sand that you can.
Oh,
Heaps of it. But someone was saying that one of the guys in the CMA actually went to school with Jim Ryan. And yeah, and so as soon as that was like discovered, then it was like,
conflict of interest.
Yeah, we should probably fix all of this. If you're wondering what that, complete 180 turnaround inspiration was from. Because I told everyone this a million years ago. This was such a cut and dry, there was nothing out of the ordinary of this acquisition.
Yeah, I mean, you even mentioned that, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, well, yeah, because it was like, it should have never went this far. I still am just like, what? I knew there was something fishy. And
yeah, it's not something they caught either.
On the ocean, Pete. Because it's fresh, God.
Yeah,
oh
see,
my
look, even I can make callbacks to my bad jokes. There you go.
Anyway, I'm glad that this is nearly over, and it will be. Boy, howdy, do I have some personal thoughts on this that I'm not going to do now because I'm very tired, and we need a whole show for it. But again, because I messaged Pete at the beginning of this week. There's some crazy hypocrisy going on that is like blowing my mind over Activision. But that's a story for another day. I'm glad.
Okay.
And then people have been eviscerating Phil Spencer. And I know nobody's perfect. I really do know that. And I also know that I am a fangirl. But they need to not be messing with Phil. Because Father Phil knows what he's doing.
Okay. So, right. Anyway. I will read this addendum to the story because there was an update to it.
Right.
So as of the 24th of March, the update was Microsoft and Activision have welcomed today's announcement by the CMA. Yeah. Big whoop.
Woohoo!
So we appreciate. So as and I quote, we appreciate the CMA's rigorous and thorough evaluation of the evidence and welcomed its provisional findings, a Microsoft spokesman told CNBC. This deal will provide more players with more choice in how they play Call of Duty and their favourite. See, look, the whole thing is about Call of Duty. It's not about anything else.
Yeah.
Like, if Call of Duty was taken out of the equation, it was made by anyone else, this deal would have gone through bloody months ago.
Yep.
Stupid, anyway. So, and how they play Call of Duty in their favourite games, we look forward to working with the CMA to resolve any outstanding concerns. An Activision spokesman said the updated provisional findings show, quote, show an improved understanding of the console gaming market and demonstrate a commitment to supporting players and competition. They added Sony's
Yes,
interesting.
I like this next
Sony's
line.
campaign to protect its dominance by blocking our merger can't overcome the facts. And Microsoft has already presented effective and enforceable remedies to address each of the CMA's remaining concerns. We know this deal will benefit competition, innovation, and consumers in the UK.
I love that. And I told you through this whole thing, Phil and Microsoft have been positive. And I think he also said, well, Microsoft said, that in 10 years, Sony can come up with their own. What, Pete?
I've just noticed something on this article that's really, really funny.
What is it?
The fact that they've linked a trailer for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 plus Warzone 2 PlayStation Advantage trailer on this article.
See? But what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So Microsoft's like, oh, well, 10 years is plenty of time for Sony with their immense talent and studios to come up with their own, FPS. They have freaking Bungie. You have freaking Bungie.
You have Bungie. You have Bungie. You have Guerrilla, who made SOCOM.
Yes.
And Resistance.
Yep.
You have several developers there that would be able to do a job. And that's not even going out and stating you might actually go and find another studio who could do the job.
Exactly. And so, it's almost like through this whole ordeal as an observer, it's like Sony has just been like down on themselves. Oh, we're just not good enough. We're not whatever. But that's ridiculous and it doesn't make sense. And that's a very weird way to play warfare, the art of war.
Almost like they decided to take the approach of the victim in this one and went, oh no, what will poor old Sony do?
Yeah.
Oh, what will poor old market leader Sony do?
Exactly. And again,
stupid idiots.
Please understand, we're not doing console wars and we're not bashing anyone that is a Sony person because Pete's got a Sony back there.
I'm not throwing shade at the Xbox or the Sony ponies.
I'm really only talking about Jim Ryan because I don't like him. I'm sorry, I don't. And he does not represent Sony to me.
Look, I'll be honest with you, and this was a long time ago. So you have to recall in the recesses of your memory a certain guest that we used to have called Lewis.
Oh, wow.
Who was the one who first came on here calling him lying Jim Ryan.
Yep.
So, look, I took it as a joke then, but I apologise to Lewis. I think he was right all along on this one. And I won't say that very frequently.
Well, if you look into what Jim Ryan used to, and it might have even been that episode, we did talk about like his past and stuff.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. Not a cool guy. Not a cool guy.
Not at all. Let me finish reading this story now. So in light of this, the CMA has narrowed the scope of its concerns about the deal. So, and I quote, the provisional findings are a key aspect of the merger process and are explicitly designed to give the businesses involved and any interested third parties the chance to respond with new evidence before we make a final decision. So this was stated by Martin Coleman, the chair of the independent panel conducting the CMA's investigation. Having considered, and I quote, having considered the additional evidence provided, we have now provisionally concluded that the merger will not result in a substantial lessening of competition in console gaming services because the cost to Microsoft of withholding Call of Duty from PlayStation would outweigh any gains from taking such action. Our provisional view is that this deal raises concerns in the cloud gaming market is not affected by today's announcement. Our investigation remains on course for completion by the end of April.
That's good.
Continuing, so the CMA previously expressed concerns that the proposed acquisition could significantly reduce PlayStation's ability to compete with Microsoft, given that it would see the Microsoft make the Xbox maker gain ownership of Call of Duty, which Sony has called irreplaceable. irreplaceable to your bottom line. So this is basically just going over the whole thing of it. So basically, the takeaway from all of this is that it should have a final ruling on its findings. The CMA's report will come out around about April the 26th. And like we said in there, the most major concern that they now have is still with the cloud gaming aspect of it, which, funnily enough, I mean, I was going to include this as a news story because it was within the last 2 weeks. But Amazon Luna has now finally launched in the UK, meaning that there's now more competition for streaming.
Yeah. That's a whole other show too, because I got a lot to say about streaming.
Yeah, so do I. But let's wrap it up for here. I just want to provide that story as an update to everything that was going on. So, there's your news. And I'll see you on the 10 o'clock news later.
Every hour on the hour, an update.
No, it's how it's done on the BBC. 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't watch the BBC.
I try not to because
I
it's
don't watch anything. I'm just not a television person.
I know. I'm not going into the discussion about whether the BBC should exist.
Yeah. Got a lot to
That's
say
a whole
about
show
that
for
too.
another day.
Yeah. Join us on our political podcast.
No, join us on our TV shows.
There you go. Anyway, I think we are going to wrap it up for tonight.
Yeah, we got all the chat, by the way, apart from Rock'em Sock'em Hope saying same effing cesspool to do with Twitter. You also don't have to self-censor yourself, but I appreciate that you did.
Yes, absolutely.
He also mentioned about baby platypus. Look up baby platypuses. Platypi? Platypi? Yes. But that's the comment. So thank you everyone in your chat for engaging.
Yeah, very good chat tonight. Well, we have a good chat every week.
All the time.
Also, even though I said I'm not going to mention it, and I'm not. Last time I mentioned that, I promise. Thank you so much to everyone who went and watched videos, and it made me feel so good, and it put a smile on my face. I haven't checked the overall numbers, but I did see that Twitch jumped up by like 15, so I cannot thank you enough for that. It really does mean the world to both me and Pete. I know I'm talking for him, but it does. It shows that we are doing a good job and that you do like us. I want us to stick around a little bit. But we do thank you for joining us every week as you do. We thank you both to our listeners and our watchers, which you can come watch us and or the VOD at www.twitch.tv/rapperreviews. Is that correct, Pete? Yes. Yay! I got it right. But outside of that, Pete, where can they find you?
Loitering on the internet somewhere, usually around Twitter at Pete Beckett1. But I am also on various discords around the podcast sphere. So Modern Escapism, what the frick do you want? Or
yeah, I never.
And a few, and a couple of others, including Rapid Reviews UK, of course. So if you're inclined to do so, come join us over on Discord. There'll be a link. And we got public chats where we post most of the stuff to do with the podcast over on our own channel as well.
Yep, you can ask questions and stuff over there. So I never have consistent nonsense. Sometimes I disappear, sometimes I'm around, sometimes I talk about games, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I look at little baby animals and they make me happy. So if you want to join me in my escapades, you can find me over on Twitter, which is Kiley to Greet, KILAYTHGREET, or you can join along in my CrossFit adventures over on Instagram, which is Kiley Yellick. It's not as interactive, but you can hang out. It's cool.
Links to both of those and the Twitter and the Discord are in the show notes for this said episode.
Yep. What he said. I think that's gonna do it for us. So we will see you and talk to you next week. Bye.
Goodbye.
That sounded like the AOL guy. Do you remember that? Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh my goodness.
That was about as much as I know about AOL, because, funnily enough, I wasn't one of those people that had AOL.
My dad had it. And I was supposed to be limited to an hour a night on the internet. Now, this is me we're talking about.
That's it, Kiley. You've only got 1 hour on the internet.
Uh-huh.
That's all we can afford today.
Yeah, it's all internet we can afford. Actually, I think it was time restricted. I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was at the time.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, but I didn't stick to that. I was just like,
no, really?
Yeah. I was like,
I would never have guessed.
My dad was pretty generous about it, but
I can't at the moment. I'm reading.
yeah. Oh, and then when my little brother would feel like picking up the phone just to knock me off on purpose.
Oh yeah, the old
Stop
classic.
it! Why are you doing this? I was talking to my friends.
You suck.
He was like 12. He's like, ha ha.
Oh, you're such a loser. Oh, the old sibling.
I was like,
funny.
oh man,
You gotta love it.
My kindness stays a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, but
I just look at things nowadays and see that me and my brother get along really well, and I'm like, I miss the days where I used to want to punch him.
Oh my gosh, like I was thinking the other day, like I've got lots of siblings all spread out, but I primarily grew up with my sister. We used to like actually hit each other and stuff, and I'm like, that's not normal.
No.
We're physically punching and kicking each other, and it's like, oh wow, we probably
damn
shouldn't
right,
be doing that. She was a slapper and I was a kicker.
I mean, I don't want to say anything here because that could be, yeah. I think you know what I mean, though.
Maybe.
Okay. Let's just be honest here, right? So a slapper.
I knew it.
Over here
yes,
is a colloquial term for a whore. So
yeah. Yes. I was going to dance by that because it's not in the U.S.
Yeah, but, I just wanted to enlighten our non-British viewers.
But Rock'em Sock'em says, thank you both. This has become a fun part of my Sunday. That means so much to us, like, for
real. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
It's
become good.
Well, yeah, it's a part of our life, for sure.
Well, it's definitely a part of my Sunday.
Yeah. But...
Wait, who am I? Why am I here?
What? Where is this? But...
Who are you?
Who are these people? But no, I'm self-aware enough to know that it is silly. That it is downright silly to care about, numbers and stuff like that. That is not why Pete and I do this. We do it because it's fun and we love talking to you guys and it's cool. And we love talking about video games and stuff like that. But there is that part of me that's just like, is anybody listening?
Please?
Yeah, please. Can't you like us a little bit? I'll be your best friend. Type of thing. But this week you guys really came through. And like I said, I haven't looked at the final numbers, but even just preliminary, it's really been awesome.
You're the best.
You're the best. But I think we're going to wrap it up because holy crap, I don't know where my brain is tonight, Pete. Do we know where it is any night? No.
I don't know. I think he left it still in bed.
Probably. Yeah, probably. And I haven't drank anything either. Because
That's rare for you.
Yeah, but I really want to lose weight. I'm right at the very last set to get me back to my pre-lockdown weight.
Oh, okay. Good.
Oh my goodness. I am going to talk about my gym just for 2 seconds and I'm totally going to
You crack on and do what you do. Do what you do.
See, I am a perfectionist and I don't really think, like, when I say stuff like, oh, I got fat, like, I don't mean that negatively. I'm just saying this is a thing that happened. Here's the data. I got fat during lockdown. I said that the other day at the gym, not even thinking, oh my gosh. You would have thought that I said, like, the worst thing against myself on the planet. Because they were all like, you can't talk to yourself like that. You have to be better. You have to, like, encourage yourself and be nice to yourself and stuff like that. And it's, It's very interesting because I am not nice to myself at all. And I think that might be my next thing I have to learn to do. You know that thing called self-compassion?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. But it was so funny to see them all just like, you can't talk to you, no, talk negative about yourself and blah blah. I'm like, but I am fat. I'm not. Like,
Oh, just let me be highly critical of
yeah, let me
myself.
be highly critical of myself. Unfortunately, that is what pushes me, is being so critical, and so they're like, you're too hard on yourself. But and I know
Yes.
that I am. I know that I am. But it's
I mean, who
why.
isn't, to be fair though?
Well, yeah,
You don't get where you are in life by not being a little bit self-critical.
yeah. One time, someone said to me, this is back in Derby. They were like, the way you talk to yourself, would you ever talk to someone else like that? And I was like, oh, hell no.
No.
Are you crazy? And I'm like, well, why
No,
can't?
I would never go up to someone, go, oh, you're nothing but a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing, you asshole?
Exactly that. Oh gosh.
And
Oh
yes, the being
boy.
mostly hyperbolic to be a pain in the ass, but
Yes.
it is kind of true.
Yeah. But she was like, well, why would you talk to yourself like that? But that only goes so far with me because I don't know. I think because of my background, it's easier to talk harsh to myself than it is to be nice to myself. But I'm willing
I
to
mean,
learn.
you've never been nice to yourself, have you?
No. No.
No.
I wouldn't be literally where I am today if I let up at all. Like, yeah. There's a
Yes,
lot of,
I agree.
yeah, a lot of self-discipline, a lot of perfectionism and all that kind of stuff, but also look at the life I live because of it.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I'd be very weirded out if you was like actually complimenting yourself at times. It's like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm really cool,
That's why it cracks me up that some people, a whole lot of people, get the wrong impression and they'll say that I'm like really arrogant and cocky.
I mean, you are, but you're not.
I mean, maybe in the Deadpool sense I am. But yeah, they'll get the like way wrong impression of me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, your ego needs to be fixed. You like yourself too much. Your ego needs to be brought down a notch, and it's like,
Oh, you're feeling yourself a little bit too much there,
yeah, and I'm like, would you like to spend about 5 minutes in my head? Because you won't survive.
You enjoying those 5 minutes? Because I sure as hell don't any of the time.
Ah. Brent says I've started walking. It's helped me lose some weight. Walking is one of the best exercises. Walking, and then I say swimming. I don't mean like swimming laps. Just being in a swimming pool, because of all the strength it takes, but it takes the pressure off your joints and stuff.
It does, yeah.
So,
Let me tell you now, I'm now into 3 years of doing it.
oh, right, yeah, yeah.
It started in the lockdown, so
Yep.
it was started as a way of me getting out of the house and getting some fresh air and dealing with myself, and the pit of despair that we got in as a country.
Oh, terrible times. Never want to go back.
Yes, never go back. But yeah, that helped me through lockdown, and even after we were all come out of it,
Yeah.
I continued it,
You did.
and I couldn't see myself not doing it now.
Yeah, which is good because that means it's a part of it's become a habit. It's part of your lifestyle, which is.
It's become a part of me.
All
Okay,
right.
so Rock and Sock and Hulk just put, I joined the Conqueror challenges.
Oh,
You
right.
walk or cycle the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I saw is that the one with the big medal that you win?
And
Yeah,
get
and
a
you get a
medal at
medal
the
at the
end.
end. It's really cool looking.
That is amazing, and also sounds very tiring. But that's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. I like some of those virtual challenges or whatever.
Yeah, keep at it. No, I will never not once turn around to someone and say, don't do something that involves physical exercise because it's good for you and good for your mental health.
Yes, it is.
It is
100%.
indeed.
Yup. I'm tired now. Brain no function. Words not good. Words not mouth out good. I did feel like I was gonna say something. What, Pete?
That was terrible.
Intentionally.
I know, it was just I know it was intentional. Of
Oh,
course it was. I'm not
I have to go pay for that thing I won.
brilliant.
It was
It's just sitting there wondering at you. It's like, are you going to hurry up and pay this now?
I know, exactly.
I
But
hate that about eBay, though. It's like, please, can I just have a moment?
oh, I know. Sometimes you get them and they're like, it's like, I'm still at work. Give me 2 seconds.
Yep.
But anyway, I'm out of here. You guys have been amazing.
Indeed. Thank you again, as always, for joining
we...
us. You are all.
Yeah, you guys are awesome. You came through this week and it was awesome. Could not thank you enough. We'll see you next week. Bye!
Goodbye.